I'm Miss Roberts, and I wanted to send you this presentation because I have your students this quarter, and I wanted to give you some information about the class, what your kids will be learning, and a little bit of information about myself since we don't really get to meet because we don't have a back to school night third quarter. So I am Miss Roberts. This is my 21st year teaching. I did 14 years in science. I was out of the building for a little while, did 3 years of mentoring in the district with first year teachers, and I've done 4 years of this multimedia class. And so for sixth grade, what we're gonna be doing, they did one of these little cartoons at the beginning of the quarter for getting to know you activity through Comic Life. Some of you might have seen these, but they turned these into Schoology when they were finished. So the rest of the class, the big ideas that we're focusing on this quarter is, first of all, what is media and how does it affect us? How do media artists generate ideas? Really talking about brainstorming and coming up with ideas for stories and movies. What is required to produce a media project that conveys purpose, meaning, and artistic quality? That's really the big focus of this class. The kids have so much access to creating multimedia in computers, on their phones. So this class really focuses on how do we do it correctly? And we really want them to have a purpose behind their projects. There needs to be some sort of meaning and definitely the artistic quality, and that develops over time. And then the last thing is what skills are required for creating effective pieces of media art. And this is where we're focusing on the software that we use in class and different techniques like we learn about digital storytelling and what are the elements that go into digital storytelling. So those skills that they need to create these projects. Now, it is a project-based class. We basically have 9 weeks. Each project is about 3 weeks. And so we have 3 main projects and then we have some little mini projects in there. The first project, which we're currently working on, is called My So-Called Life, and this focuses on digital storytelling components, storyboarding, script writing, and an intro to video editing using iMovie. And some of the kids have some experience with iMovie. I realized none of the kids had experience with actually creating a digital story though. And so that's the huge focus of this project because it's the basis for all the projects that we do 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Got to be able to tell a good story. And so that's really why we start with this project. It's autobiographical, so they get to tell a story about themselves. It's individual, so each kid is learning at their own pace. Then we move into stop motion. Kids love this one. This is where students will apply skills taught during the first project to create a stop motion animation demonstrating a science process they have learned this year. So they're going to take some concepts that they've learned in their core class and bring it into this class. They will learn about the different types of stop motion and they get to choose within, they work in groups on this one, so they get to choose within their groups what type of stop motion they want to do. They also will learn a new software, iStopMotion, which is very much like iMovie, and so it's an easy little transition, but it's specifically made for stop motion animation. Our third big project is the advertisement, and students will apply skills learned from digital storytelling project and begin using more advanced options in iMovie. They'll actually be editing some video footage to create a commercial. During this time, they learn about advertising techniques and how these techniques are used to sell products to specific groups and how they persuade. And so the kids will apply these advertising techniques to their own commercials. Our last thing are the mini projects that we do kind of throughout the entire quarter. And one of them isn't on here, but we did a What is Media activity the first week and really talked about how media affects them personally. Then we also do little mini projects for the software that we're learning, GarageBand, where they're going to be creating their own music, Pixelmator, which is a graphics editing program, many of the Google apps, Photos, iMovie, iStopMotion, Comic Life, all of those have little things that we do along the way so that they can learn the software. They will also learn about jobs within the filmmaking industry and a little mini activity we do on movie roles where they use Comic Life and do a little research on the different jobs that are available. Just a few things about the class so you know how it operates. They need no materials for this class except something to write with each day. Everything we do in class is kept in class and also available on Schoology and Google Drive. So Schoology, all handouts, notes, links, warm-ups are available on Schoology each day. We're on there every day because typically that's where they find their warm-ups. If a student is absent, it's their responsibility just to check what he or she missed. I have a folder on there that says 6th grade daily agendas. And if they were absent, they just click on there, they can read what they missed. If they don't really understand, they need to come talk to me and I can get them caught up. Grading, 60% of the grade is the projects, which will be presented in an electronic portfolio through Google Presentations. And the other 40% comes from quizzes, warm-ups that they do each day, and participation grades. Now, because it's a project-based class and it's really based on the software in this class, this isn't stuff they can do at home. Their warm-ups they can typically do at home. If they miss quizzes, they can get made up. But the projects themselves, if they're absent for an extended period of time, they're really going to need to schedule a time with me to come in, either before school, after school, and sometimes during their Aspire time, they can come in and get a little work caught up. But they really need to be in this classroom because it's dependent on the software in here. Behavior. Respect and ownership is all I ask. Students are working with really expensive equipment, so they have to be responsible. It's a privilege to be able to use the computers and the cameras and the tripods, so I have to be able to trust them. I have never had any issues, and I always communicate with parents if I feel there's going to be an issue, but like I said, I've never had any issues. So anyway, I'm really excited about working with your students. If you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to email me at kroberts@cherrycreekschools.org. Thanks.